it and get it, okay? So we're definitely...
No money, clip, catching plays. I let my hat grow
out. What's up? It's your girl, Mafia Doll, Brittany Inc. with the Doll Survival Guide, and it's your girl, Lovey, on the ones and twos. This is episode 5. Okay, we are 5 episodes in, and tonight we are definitely talking about influencers. Okay, I don't know about you, but I was definitely going crazy today trying to figure out this whole social media thing. Okay, I could not log in on Facebook. I could not log in on Instagram. The only thing that I really had working for me was Snapchat, but I was able to get across and talk to so many people today. Like, I literally had a church thing. Okay, and the common denominator that I ran across with these women and just, people I've mentored or just took classes with me. Hey, everyone. They really were, saying how people influence them and, a driving force and, just really where they are in business. Now, with social media being down, because I do have a business. I don't know if you guys follow me, but definitely follow me at Mafia Doll Brittany Inc. Okay, and Mafia Dolls Cosmetics. It is spelled with a Z at the end of dolls. Okay, and everything is one word. Now, with me having a business and being an influencer, I didn't even know I was an influencer until maybe this year. Maybe I'm gonna give myself my flowers for this year, okay? And one thing about being an influencer is people really kind of count and depend on you to show up and be consistent in what you're doing. Like, they really are intuitive into your everyday life and really what you're doing with your brand, how you're expanding in your brand, and exactly, what transitions you're making. So, as an influencer, I never really considered myself as an influencer. I always felt like I wanted somebody else to exemplify my brand. Maybe your following was a little bit bigger than mine. Maybe you were more outgoing than me. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't think I was the driving force behind my brand. And the more that I've been in business, which has been 6 years now. Yay, 6 years. I think I can honestly say, from getting it out of the mud, like, literally, I started my brand from an idea. And I didn't even know what I was going to do with it. It was just a name. Like, I had this dope ass name. I thought it was the only thing, I had holding on to. And, I didn't do anything with that name for like 2 years. Honestly, like, I'm an instantaneous type of person. I think just recently I'm learning to be patient. And, the one thing about social media, we think that the come up was so instant. And a lot of times when you read behind people's stories, they got 10 years in the game, 8 years in the game, 15 years in the game, and you only get to meet them along their journey. So I feel like it's very important that we take in consideration influencers or business owners, that people don't know you based off of the things that you have done. People only know you based off of the consistency at the rate that they met you at. And you can't hold that against you. I think that's for all people. I think that's kind of like a trust issue. Even as a consumer, you want to be able to trust the brand or the product that you're buying, right? So, Miss Lovey, let me get your input on this because you're a fellow woman business owner, and I think this is a very imperative for all business owners to know that you have to consider yourself first a walking billboard and a walking influence, and know that your social media is a driving force as well. Because what else do we really have once we take away social media?
Right. We will be left to resort to guerrilla marketing.
Oh, remember the Gorilla Mob? Like, we even had a rap group in Houston that called Gorilla Mob. Like, that
I
was
don't
a
know
street
them.
game.
Oh, was it? I'm not.
You
You
don't,
know, I'm not from here, so some things.
you're not familiar with Zero or Trey the Truth?
Well, yeah.
Well,
I said guerrilla marketing.
Gorilla Mob is what I said.
Oh, okay.
Okay, MC.
I was like, okay, well, I
A
know
little history.
guerrilla marketing is actually being out there on the streets with flyers and having a
Right.
street team, like face to face with people. Whereas the internet kind of took that, away. People didn't have to do that anymore. So niggas are gonna have to, if the internet, I'm not saying the internet, but if social media does go down, then they're stuck to, back to the olden days.
I'm not gonna lie. I was on the phone with my people, like, you know what? I'm gonna have to go back to old school hustling because, I mean, before social media, I didn't have business cards, to be honest with you. Like, I would get a few here and there, because people would be like, "Oh, do you have business cards?" But really, my business was word of mouth.
Right.
Because I was really out there. I was really, holding tight to those lines of communication, holding on to those relationships and forming relationships with people. And they were kind of setting me up, in my brand. But then the internet came, right? Mm-hmm. And then, I'm a little old school. I can only do so many forms of social media platforms at one time. I feel like your money really has to be up because you really have to be able to really strive in this social media industry.
Yeah.
And it really takes a team. And I think people really don't understand what a team means. And in order to have a team, you have to be able to have a social presence of people who believe in the same thing that you're putting out there and believe in. It just can't, it doesn't take one or two in order for your business to strive. So it's so imperative, I feel like, for us to make these connections and be able to communicate even outside of social media,
right,
with each other. Because when we don't have this, how are we still making these connections in order to do business?
That's true. It's kind of like blind, like shooting in the dark. Like, oh shit, well, we hope. Yeah.
To make a sale.
Right. Yeah, show hope. Somebody taps in and goes to my,
So what have you done in order to transition your social media presence? Because at this point, you're a social media influencer.
Okay.
You don't consider yourself a social media influencer?
I consider myself a content creator.
But you have a social media presence in a platform.
I do. I definitely do.
And at this point, are you over your social media, or do you have someone kind of tune in from time to time to take care of that?
I do my own social media because I'm a little persnickety like that. I like to know. But I do have a team. I do have a team, and it is multiple people to a social media account. So even though I do my Jam to Cram It, the Jam to Cram It for the radio station, I also have a co-host who's also on there, and other people have access. You know what I mean? So when you have other people, it kind of helps, with the presence, because it's not just you, and everybody has multiple accounts. So we're not just, it just makes it easier.
Now, when did you realize like social media was pivotal to like your business? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I realized it 2 years ago, but really this year and today, actually today I realized like, oh shit, I really have to have intentional posting. I cannot just be posting whatever I want to post. Like, I'm not on here to show you all my personal life or to, showboat, but I have a real business and I have a real following and a, real connection. And I want y'all to be genuinely connected to that,
Right.
even though I am a person, I didn't really call myself important. So when did you figure out, okay, I'm important and you guys want to see me, not only the radio, not only, everything I dibble and dabble in, but really know who I am? When did you realize that?
I still actually battle with that, because it's really more about the artist over here and what the platform actually does, whereas you're more service based, so you carry your brand and you can be the face of your brand. But mine is more like only as successful as the artists whose lives I touch, or the artists who are affected by the brand. You know what I'm saying? So it's not until I start seeing that I feel like it transitions, from the actual physical to social media and actually online, you know what I mean? Or presence wise.
Okay. So can you dumb that down for someone like me?
I hate it
Let's
here.
I,
I hate it
I
here.
don't hate it here because I battle it too. I think as a fellow entrepreneur, our goal is really never to focus on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's always to focus on the brand. But at the same token, because people have made their brand themselves, um, I think people more so now really want to know the face behind what they're buying.
Do they really want to know?
I think they really want to know.
I don't know, friend.
I mean, look at how TikTok has thrived this past year or past 2 years. Look at how Instagram has thrived. Look at how Facebook Market has thrived.
Mm-hmm.
And the more, because we have more access to these small base brands,
Right.
and it has created a new revenue, I think, for everyone to be able to explore their options in more than one lane and say, you know what, I've grown from just being a hairstylist, a cosmetologist, me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm growing into more of a health base and spiritual base, and I'm into this. So I think social media has created it to where we have been liberated to be ourselves and express ourselves and show our journey and our transformation on how we as people have grown inside of our business. Because let's be honest, being a fellow entrepreneur, is it not hard?
I mean, it's super difficult. It's super difficult.
Like, how I feel like social media kind of is an encouragement in order for us to stay on track. Because for me, I don't look at it as a race. I look at it kind of as a encouragement platform. Like, I'm free to be whoever I am because people are gonna love me regardless, right?
Right. There's just people that don't have that sense of identity, so they are on social media searching for that. You know what I'm saying?
So,
And it's sad, but it's true.
so basically, let me hit on that, okay? I don't know if you watch Bill Murray.
No.
Okay, Bill Murray is a personality, late night personality on like
Mm-hmm.
HBO or one of those cable networks. Okay.
Right.
Have you been following the Amy Petito case? Oh my gosh, you're not watching TV?
You know I don't watch TV, friend.
Okay.
You know I don't watch TV.
So let me
friend.
catch you up, okay?
Yes, because that's why I'm here.
Okay, I'm gonna catch you up. Now, Amy Petito was found dead a couple of weeks ago. Okay, well, she was found dead 2 weeks ago in the woods. But before that, she was presumed missing by her parents because her boyfriend or fiance showed back up home without her. Okay, now Amy Petito is an influencer. Okay, she was a YouTuber who did van life. Now, I don't know about you, but I really got addicted to van life. Like, someone told me about van life, and really in my head, I thought I could actually start living out of my damn van. I thought I could compartmentalize my whole life into a van and save some money. So instead of basically retiring, because usually when you think about van living, or RV living or park living, you think about, oh, I'm retired, I'm traveling across, and I'm just enjoying life. Like, I'm on the road and I'm enjoying life. Well, people have actually taken van living to a whole nother level. Instead of paying rent, they're buying, like these vans or
Humvee. I mean, not Humvees, the RVs.
no, they're taking like
Vans,
girl. Like, literally, you have to look this up because I'm addicted. Like, they're taking buses, they're taking minivans, they're taking the Mercedes Benz ones, and girl, they're transforming these into actual living spaces. Okay, now, on hindsight, I'm a person who really loves space, so I don't know if I could actually live in a van, but the idea has really been nice. Now, will I take my business in a van? Absolutely. I think that's like the best idea. But back to Amy Petito. So she's young, okay, in her 20s, finding herself, of course. And she's been doing van life and made a social media presence, and she's really famous doing it. And her fiance, they are crossing the country, okay, and in their van. Now, when Amy was reported missing, a lot of reports were coming in that basically her and her man were getting into it, and they had police
in the
footage.
van.
Yes, they had police footage come in where Amy's crying, and basically, it comes to, you put two and two together because someone called and said, "Hey, it's a guy in the van slapping his girlfriend up." Okay, the police stopped them. And basically, she's crying. She's just like, I don't know why he's mad, and da 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 da. Well, I can tell you a couple of reasons, Amy, why he's mad. Okay, because let's be honest, in your 20s, I don't know about you, dolls, but I definitely had a temper. I still have a temper. I'm one of them people, men come across and be like, "You're a little mean, you're a little spicy," and I think I'm very outgoing and bubbly. But obviously, that's not how I always come out. Now, in your 20s, women, dolls, I know we are so gun ho and believe in what our values are. And I think a value as we grow and mature, I am learning when to be quiet. I'm learning what battles to choose, when to be quiet and when not to talk. Obviously, Amy didn't know how to be quiet. Now, I wasn't in the van. I don't know the conversation. And I'm not saying that it is okay for any man to put his hands on any woman. But I'm saying, obviously, you can just put a Karen in a situation and realize how that went. So she was so hopeful. She got back in the van and they went into these woods to camp because they went, on a national hike or whatever on van life and recording their life and uploading it to YouTube. Okay. That basically, Amy reportedly had said, she, prior to going on this whole endeavor, that she was taking a break. She was taking a break from social media. Now, social media for me has always been an up downside because I didn't know how much I wanted people to be in my business. Because if you're a weak person, I do say weak, and I don't mean weak in a bad way, but I do mean if you're heavy on how people influence you, how words influence you, I think that social media is not for the weak, because we have cyberbullying, and cyberbullying has really caused people to take their lives, and it hasn't really been great. And the internet and social media is available to all people at all ages at this point in time. Like, even young kids have social media. Like, young kids are working and earning money off of social media. Now, Amy Petito in her 20s is engaged. Usually when you think about somebody driving across country, you think about them having enough resources and money, right? Or you're going to be living like this hobo lifestyle. So I can just imagine all the financial strain, the youngness, probably the communication, non-communication, or just, all the way of social media, all that playing a part in these two young people lives. And then you cram into a small space. I don't know about you guys, but I can barely live in a 2-bedroom with the people that live in my house. Okay. So, I mean, that's why people have space. Now, keep in mind, they found her dead.
Okay.
Her boyfriend came back, or her fiance came back, and now he's presumed missing.
I'm confused.
What are you?
They was okay, so they was in a van trip across the country, and
Yes.
there's footage
of him slapping her up.
For her getting slapped up.
Yes.
Then he comes back without her.
Yes.
In the van that they're parading around in.
Yes, parading and filming in.
Okay.
And people got them on film. Multiple people are like, this is how the police are piecing everything together by other people filming them.
Okay.
Okay.
So, all right. So he comes back without her.
He comes back without her. Now, he tells her people, like, basically, we left. We parted ways. I don't know what happened. But this is your fiance. You went in the woods with her. I don't care what happens. We're not parting ways. You're not leaving me in the woods. I don't care how mad or angry I am. First off, if we're angry, I'm not going in the woods with you, period.
Well, so maybe they weren't angry at first. Are you saying that they were angry prior to
They went into this national park after he slapped her up.
Okay.
So it was already problems.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever dated crazy, but I have definitely dated crazy. And I have put myself in situations that I should not have been in. Like, I've had a gun held to my head. I've been beat in stores. And you know what my decision was? I thought he was a better person, and I got back in the car. He never changed. It was by the grace of God that I made it out of that. And I think that women, especially when we're young, we look at the potential in our spouses and think like, oh, they're gonna think about us and protect us, and not realize like, oh, he might kill me.
Well, it makes sense because I'm just gonna put this out there from the way I look at it. Like, if you really love somebody, like in the natural way that love is, not the little commercialized idea of love, but real love, right? There is like everything is in duality, right? Like there's hot, there's cold, there's left, there's right, there's angry, there's happy, so as much as you love someone, you have to acknowledge that it's possible that you can, on the flip side of that, hate them in that same degree.
I feel like violence should never be okay in any relationship, and it doesn't matter who's throwing the blows. Because you know what? At the end of the day, a woman cannot outpower a man. And I think we really put ourselves in certain situations that we don't know how to get out of. And actually, you have to think about, do you really want to be with a narcissist? At the end of the day,
I feel like everybody has a little narcissism to them, to a certain extent.
But what's a red flag for you? Because for me, at this point in my life, the red flag is definitely you putting your hands on me.
Oh well, yeah. Obviously, I don't think that this
high-tempered
van trip, maybe the van space brought the violence out of this gentleman.
It was hot,
or she been getting that ass tagged. Before the van trip.
Obviously, she talked the police out of them, arresting him, or even them saving her, because the police asked her multiple times, do you feel safe? She said herself, oh, he gets mad sometimes. That's the epitome of the old school, I walked into a cabinet. A can fell on me. Oh, he's not beating me. Don't blame Mr. Charlie. You know what I'm saying? So I really think we have to stress the importance of the red flags. Like when you're young, of course, all of us have loved the wrong person. But I really think as an influencer with these social media accounts or just anybody, if you are someone who's been through something, I think it's really great if you could be transparent and comfortable with having a conversation with the younger generation and letting them know, like, no, that's not okay. It is not okay for you to go living in a van and not have something else to do with your life, because I'm really big on dolls having an outside life of their relationship. I don't feel like you and your partner should be meshed all the time. If you work with your lover, you spend time with your lover, and then you're out with your lover, like, oh my God, what breathing space do you have? I feel like everybody needs to have some type of space. And, you know, I hate to say it, but they're a prime example of influencers who, you know, are young and things just go wrong. So if you're going to use your platform, I really think your platform should not only help encourage you, but help encourage those around you. Like, look at Lizzo. Lizzo is literally on time out because she was praising Chris Brown, and people are getting on her because Chris Brown beat up Rihanna 10, 11 years ago. I thought we been forgave Chris. I thought Rihanna forgave him. Like, why are we so, and why is social media such a big platform and such a big influence in our life that it has to say so of what go and what don't go? Because they already be getting on Lizzo. Okay, when has Lizzo got praised? It's kind of like she's trying to be the gimmick to stay um on the platform, kind of like Lil Nas X, you know, or Kanye. It's starting to be that social media is becoming a gimmick, and a lot of people, I think, are feeling the strain of being influencers. So I feel like as someone who's in business or just starting in business, it's kind of like they're shown, if you're not great yet, don't post yet.
Hmm.
Or just because you're a little brand, you know, what you're doing is not as important as someone who has the 1,000 followers or the million followers.
This definitely is a point where people judge you major by your amount of followers, how many people you have, how involved with your post you are. And I kind of hate that because not everybody is like super into social media.
Right.
I mean, not in the influencer lane, because obviously you're an influencer because you've taken part in major social media presence, but just trying to just run a regular business and have just average posts, you know, posting and, you know, maybe not necessarily be an influencer, but, you know, what kind of social responsibility comes with that as far as being an influencer?
So I think the question then becomes, what are you using your social media for?
Yep.
Like, are you using your social media based off of people can see you stunt and just have an insight in your life? Or are you using social media in order, you know, to have an intent? What is your intent with these posts? And I think people are mixing the two and not understanding that social media, like all media on the internet, is for marketing. Am I making sense?
Definitely making sense.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't consider social media as real.
But social media is real when it's making you money.
No, I'm not. I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying some
people have to shift their mindset, because it then becomes you're gonna be left behind. It's the era of left behind. And I think today was so imperative to people that they realize how much of a cornerstone that social media plays in their everyday life.
Right. Or in their every moment. Like how often they're on social media,
Exactly.
even looking. Like, what did you do with your downtime when you weren't able to be on social
because
media?
even if you're a consumer, you did not know how you were going to get to some of your best brands. You probably was on the internet looking at every website trying to figure it out. I know I was. I'm speaking for me. So it made me realize, like, dang, how are people really connecting with me? How am I really connecting with my people? How am I connecting with my consumers? Because if this is my only form of communication, if that shut down, what am I going to do?
Right.
And then when it is up and running, I'm not taking advantage of what its purpose is. So I think tonight we should give our dolls a few keynotes on how to be an influencer, how to maintain, and how to keep up with today's marketing, and just having a real social media presence. So, for one, in order to be an influencer, I think, my dolls, you really have to be consistent. I mean, you really have to post every day, even when you don't want to. Like, literally, you gotta have that. What's the reel that's going around on Instagram? Ooh, bitch, you doing a good job. Ooh, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job. Ooh, you doing a good job. Like, literally, you gotta have that in your mindset, because the one moment that you're not showing your face on social media, people will forget you. They'll forget you quickly. And let me tell you something. The more you post every day, the more you're posting throughout the day, even if it seems pointless to you, even if you've seen it before, it's a lot of people that have not seen that content before. Okay, so resharing inside of your stories is really imperative, because a person will go through a story before they go through your actual social media account, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so one is being consistent. Two is consistently posting. Okay. Three, make sure you're posting in your stories and that your posts are intentional.
I don't, you know what? I don't post in my stories as much as I should. I do post. I try to do morning, afternoon, evening, like 3 posts a day at the minimum. That's a good way to.
I'm even getting on my soul. I'm saying today I realized how imperative it was that I should do these things. So this is the survival guide, and I'm giving you guys tips. This is what we need to do, okay? I am holding you socially responsible because I have to socially be responsible to give you this information for us to get to a better place, okay? I want you guys to get the bank like I get the bank. So make sure that when you are posting in your stories that people are really knowing what you're trying to get across. Now, actually, in your stories in your bio, now those stories that you feel like you need to save, or those posts that you feel like you need to really have, I think those tabs that's in your bio, use those tabs, because I think when people see something eye catching and see that they can get to whatever your service is, or whatever you're doing, or whatever you're promoting, because I'm real big as of right now that in order for you to shift your mindset, you have to really consider yourself as a walking billboard and a walking business, because you're automatically a walking check. If you have the energy that you naturally generate wealth, you will make money in your sleep, people. Money will no longer be an outsource for you. And I feel like with social media, it should also serve that same purpose, okay? Your purpose is you should post, 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 post. And when you're not posting, that should be because you're swamped with work and making money. honestly, when I am posting, because I have, days that I am not busy during the week, that I am posting, okay? And I'm posting maybe 3-4 times. I'm posting on multiple platforms. I'm posting on Facebook. I'm posting on Instagram. I'm posting on Snapchat because I'm trying to make sure that as many people can see me. Now, you want to have multiple platforms that you are on, because if one person don't have one, they definitely have the other. Now, a few platforms I can name off really quick that are really big is YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Give me a few. TikTok. What else?
You said Instagram already?
I said Instagram. What is TikTok? OnlyFans.
Oh, I think OnlyFans is part of Instagram, right?
All of them are social media, but everything at this point is definitely cross-tied, okay, to where you have the ability to say, okay, not only am I posting on Facebook, but I'm posting automatically to Instagram as well. So you really want to get informative on how to cross network all your stuff, and also have a website. Is imperative. That's number 5. 5, have a website. 6, I really think that virtual text messaging, emails are very imperative. So I think on any social media, I think we should always have, those forms of media, even if it's text message. Like, I will pin my work number in here because I do mentor, and I always tell people that even when I'm busy, you can get me through text message.
Shit, she hates text messages.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm her friend in real life. Bitch don't like text messages.
But I will get with you if it's important. God.
Now, how you gonna know it's important if you don't?
Because you're gonna tell me it's important. You're gonna say, hey, this is important and I need guidance here, because I do have people that hit me up on different social medias, and I really try to make sure that I am getting those emails and I'm getting those text messages and I'm being communicative with those people, because you don't know how much you influence someone if you're not speaking back with your audience.
That's true.
So I think having an audience presence is really big, and you should really, 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 really be communicative. Now, don't post bad stuff. Like, bad attention doesn't always bring good attention. You don't want people to be shy away from you. You kind of want to draw people in. So with that being said, we're going to kind of close out tonight's episode, okay? And next week we're gonna have a special guest for you, so just keep in tune, and some more beauty tips and about your sex life. This is Doll Survival Guide, surviving in this age, okay? So to all my influencers, don't get down, but be consistent and make it work this week and make mama proud. Until next Monday, it's your girl Mafia Doll Brittany E, and your girl Lovey on the ones and twos.
I ain't shit.
Have a great night.